Well, I'm Heather Anderson. I'm the therapy manager here at Moor Lane Centre, and I currently co-chair one of the groups, the Education, Health and Care Plan group.
What do we have in mind? Happy champions.
It's made a real difference to the subgroup, the Education, Health and Care Plan subgroup, because the champions are the people who really give us a perspective from a young person's or a child's perspective, because generally otherwise we've tended to get parent perspectives, and that they're not always the same, a young person's perspective and a child's perspective. So I think it's had a big influence on the way the Education, Health and Care Plan's been laid out, and all the kind of the way it was put together. I think it's had a massive influence on really keeping the Education Healthcare Plan as the bulk of it being about the young person themselves and their needs and strengths and weaknesses and everything else. So I think it's really made a big difference, yes.
And what have the challenges been?
I can think of one challenge. I can't certainly think of any others. The others have all been sort of positive. It's brought a diversity rather than presenting a challenge. But the one challenge has been timing of the meetings, because quite often young people's desires in terms of when they're available is when parents are least available. So that's been quite a challenge. Yeah.
What advice would you give to other local authorities who are thinking of setting up a similar Champions project like yours?
I think the advice would be to do it and to set up a Champions project like this one, because I think it's really given us a much greater wealth of information and a much better perspective all round.
Hi, my name's Caroline Baxter. I'm the Manager of Integrated Services for Disabled Children. I've been involved in the SEND programme. I lead on the local offer subgroup, and I've been working with young people on that group and other groups.
What do we have in mind?
The difference with having young people in the groups has been huge. The SEND reforms are for young people, and it's been really important that we've heard from you and that you've led the changes that Kingston are making to ensure that all the documentation is accessible and that we're listening to you right from the very beginning.
What have the challenges been?
The challenges have been more practical challenges, making sure that meetings are held at times that are convenient for young people, making sure also the meetings are held in times that are suitable for parents, and that's a problem because obviously parents are often freer during the day and young people in the evening. Making sure that all professionals at meetings are very careful to not use jargon and make sure that there's documentation that's available for young people that is fully accessible. But we've worked with young people to make sure that we know what would be helpful to them to make sure the meetings run smoothly for them.
What advice would you give to other local authorities who are thinking of setting up a young person's Champions project like yours?
Do it would be the first thing I would say. It's been incredibly valuable to have young people's input right from the start, and I believe that the programme and the SEND policies in Kingston that will be out there from later this year have been driven by young people right from the start and will be accessible and appropriate to their needs.